Hi everyone, we're going to look at the item type, multi-parts. Starting with the point value, for star, it will always be scored as dependency. So that just means in order to get full credit, you have to get both parts right. In order to get partial credit, you can only get the first part right. In aware, you have correct, incorrect, partial credit, point per task, and then dependency. As for the content areas and grade levels, it is pretty much everywhere except for math. However, that is not to say that math can't use multi-part, because you absolutely can. Now let's take a look at some examples. This first one is from biology. Then 3rd grade RLA and 8th grade social studies. Okay, let's jump into aware. We're going to click the button for interactive item types. And we're going to scroll to the bottom. Now for multi-part, you have several options to begin with. I'm going to start with just multiple choice because that's what I'm constructing. First, make sure you set a primary standard. You can either use the filter in the top right, or you can scroll to find your standard. For your scoring method, again, it's up to you. I'm going to set mine to dependency. And then when you're ready, make sure you set a DOK level. Before I start constructing my question, I'm actually going to add in here an excerpt I'm wanting my students to read. And to do that, I'm just going to make a 1-by-1 table, and I'm going to copy and paste some text into here. Okay, now that I have my excerpt, I'm going to construct my question underneath where it says part 1. And if you want, you can change that to part A. What pet is the excerpt implying you avoided getting? I am going to click the button to add response because I'm going to give myself 4 options, and then I'm going to fill in these 4 options with rabbit, dog, snake, and gerbil. And then I'm going to set the answer to this first question, so it's going to be dog. Now to build my second part, I have 2 options. I can either press this plus button, or down in the bottom right corner, click this button that says add part. Again, you have multiple options. I'm going to stick with multiple choice. And this is where I'm going to construct the second question. Which statement from the excerpt provides evidence for the answer to part 1? So again, I'm going to have my 4 responses, and I'm just copying and pasting from the excerpt that I had previously into my answer choices. Now that I have that done, again, I want to set my answer, and it is again going to be answer choice B. Next, I am going to come down to the bottom right and click create, and then I want to preview that question to make sure that I know what I expect my students to see.